All right, welcome back. This is Jason All, Team Home Loans, filling in again for Kyle Whissel on Whissel Wednesday. I'm the co-host. In studio, we have JC. I butcher your last name every time. I don't even want to try. Agajanian. JC Agajanian. See, I can say it right once or twice, but then I forget about it. I apologize, JC, but I will never forget JC because I love those initials, sir. JC is awesome. JC's with Whissel Realty, just came over, had his own independent broker business for many, many years, and he just joined forces with Kyle Whissel. Him and Kyle have been good friends and good competitors, and now they formed a great team. And that's some of the fun stuff that we do with Team Home Loans and the Whissel Realty team is we've really formed a really good team and a really good partnership. And recently, Sam and I, because of Kyle's introduction to Craig Sewing, allowed us to join a team with Synergy One Lending. And through that join, we actually have a chance to have on radio right now in studio. He's coming up right behind us. He has the show literally at 8 o'clock, so stay tuned. We have John Jerotz, goes by JJ. And here's an interesting fact, and I was telling about this Thursday night. JJ broke my radio cherry on another station about a year ago, and I was the fourth guest in line. And you guys will enjoy this, Sam and JC and Brian. He goes, "Hey, Jason, what do you want to talk about?" I go, "Well, here's what I want to talk about. I do a ton of FHA and VA deals, and what most buyers out there and most loan officers don't even offer to their buyers, or they don't even have the ability, is we can pay all your closing costs." They're like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "You know how there's $7,000, $8,000, $9,000 sometimes in closing costs that you're asking the seller to pay for, and you're wondering why you're not getting your offers accepted? We at Team Home Loans, in a branch now at Synergy One Lending, we'll pay all of that. We'll take care of all that, sometimes the exact same rate that the big banks are offering or even the internet banks are offering. And we pass that savings on to you as a form of a closing cost credit." And JJ's like, "Wow, that's great. Well, just so you know, I'm at guaranteed rate, and I could do that. Just look me up at jj.com type of thing." And I'm just sitting there with my wife, Amanda, going, "Really? I just meet this guy. I've heard so many great things about you, but I have to set that up and beat you up a little bit, that. JJ."
Yeah, I totally tossed you under the bus
You
there.
did. You
Smart
totally
marketing.
He was in control of the radio. He was the host. He was filling in for the person who was sick that day. And it was, we had heard from one another. We'd done some cross approvals for one another. We'd seen each other's name. We both knew a lot of the same people, but we had never met in face until probably exactly about 12 or 13 months ago, right before you joined the Synergy One team. So welcome. So how is that going for you at the Synergy One team now?
Well, I'll tell you what, Synergy One's been great. I mean, I came from a direct lender, great, won't say anything bad about them, but the greatest thing about Synergy One Lending is they're local, right here in San Diego.
I love that.
We're talking about San Diego.
Look at the guy with the Charger ball, right?
And that's Team Home Loans, right? And so with that locality, number one, from an appraisal standpoint, right? We have an appraisal panel on staff, not on the Synergy One staff, but built in. So
we handpick those appraisers.
We've handpicked those appraisers
from the branch managers.
That's right.
So in order to even get on that Synergy One panel, you have to know a couple managers, and you've had to do a good job. You've had to be in the business a long time. We just don't put anybody on there.
Right.
And as a listener, if you're listening right now, well, why does that impact me? Well, what you may not understand is in the last 5 or 6 years, the government has put in some guidelines that have basically said, hey, the loan officer can't just pick whatever appraiser he wants to order the appraisal from. And that's what I've done for 25 years. Now, however, though, I have to pick it through a panel or through what's called an AMC, JJ, right? And Sam, appraisal management company. And what do the appraisal management companies do? They're collecting a $450 fee. They're paying on average $200 to $250 to the appraiser, and they're keeping the $200 to $250. Now, who do you get to work for $200 or $250? Somebody who doesn't mediocre, right? You get an average person. Right. And so you're right. That's a great example of one of the great things that we have at Synergy One Lending, and why you and I are so excited to be a part of that team is that we've helped put that appraisal panel together. We've selected the branch managers, the best of the best, to be on there. So when we know that appraisal comes in high or possibly low, we can tell our buyer or our borrower or our real estate agent, this is a legit appraisal. Right. And if there's any doubt, we'll have one of our other guys review it to make sure.
Yep. Yeah,
right?
And that's one of the biggest things. I mean, appraisals are an issue right now, right? With the market on fire as much as it is. I mean,
we talked about over 1% a month this past year.
Yeah, it's insane. So you're going to have appraisals that come in low. The thing is that's not always a bad thing. I mean, you need a real valuation of the property. If the buyer then chooses to still buy that property, which I think I had about 5 transactions closed this month in April.
What's the biggest gap that you've seen?
$25,000.
So one of your buyers recently just paid $25,000 over the appraisal because they knew the house was worth it. It was within the right location, maybe had the right view, had the right stuff, and the appraiser just couldn't find comps because, again, appraisal's looking at stuff that closed usually 30 days to 180 days ago,
Yes.
right? And so it's hard to keep up with the market.
Yep.
And now here's the great thing. All the sellers love you and your appraiser and that buyer because they now have a comp
Yes.
that was 25 grand higher than anything else, and now we have a great comp.
Right, exactly. No, it's the scary part is that's going to continue to push up the market, right? So it's good and bad. I mean, it's
Right.
bad if you're a buyer. If you're a buyer, you probably got to jump off that fence.
Right, you got to decide before it gets
jump into
worse.
it. Yeah.
But if you're a seller, you're totally excited. And if you're a real estate
great
agent
time.
like Kyle Whissel or any of the agents you work with, you're excited to go, look, we just sold this thing for 25 grand more than anything else is sold. Let's go ahead and list your house because we need inventory, right, JJ?
That's right. Yeah, inventory is the biggest problem right now. I don't know what the inventory levels are currently at. JC, I don't. Do you know?
I believe we've only got about a 2-month
Yeah.
inventory in San Diego County. Average would be about 6 to 8
Based
months.
on the buyer demand,
Yeah, so
we all have
6,500 homes, something like that.
Yeah,
that's insane.
crazy low.
Yeah, so if everything goes into
I remember it was
escrow,
18,000 not that long ago.
18,000.
Can you believe that?
That's insane.
Insane.
Even at 8,500 or 9,000, that's only a 3-month supply. I mean, we need more homes on the market. So, I mean, if you're a listener and you're wondering when the time to sell your property is,
Now.
right now.
That's Sam Beckett again with Team Home Loans or Branch Synergy One. Sam, what do you like about Synergy One? We got JJ in here, you, me, we got JC. We're talking about some of the unique things that Synergy One has. JJ brought up the appraisal panel being a local company right here. All the ownership, all the partners are right here in San Diego. I know you're a part of that partnership now, Sam. I know JJ is. I am as well. We're not near the level we want to be, but we have an opportunity to grow that. But what are some of the things you like about the Synergy One team?
Besides being local, like JJ mentioned, in the appraisal panel, I would definitely say our underwriting staff. Our underwriting staffs, they're real people. They're not robots. They don't just look at the guideline and say, oh, it does or doesn't work. You know, if there's something they're concerned about in the file, they'll actually pick the phone up, give you a call, and say, hey, you know what? I see where we're going with this, and how do we get past it, and how do we get this to get insured by the agency?
I think that's the experience, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, Sean Cleveland and the team down there at Synergy One Lending are only hiring the best underwriters and people that have been in the business. I mean, our average probably experience is probably about 20 years on our underwriting staff. I mean, if you've been in underwriting a couple years, we might take you on and mentor you, but you have to be the right person. And if you're interested, we are hiring underwriters, docs, funding, anything in the real estate lending side. If you guys believe that you have the ability to do that, or if you've done it in the past, reach out to JJ, reach out to Sam Beckett, reach out to me. My email is jason@teamhomeloans.com. But we are still hiring tons of people. But it's unbelievable, like you said, over 20 years experience. I mean, Ann's been doing this over 35 years.
Yeah.
I was talking to her this morning.
Just underwriting being real. And then the fact that, corporate looks at us loan officers as clients, not just a number. I think that makes a huge difference just in, keeping morale up and keeping everybody motivated to want to push for the same goals.
Yeah, it makes a big deal. I know Synergy One Lending. I was down there this morning. I've got a massage therapist literally there for a half day today and a half day tomorrow, and it's taking care of our support staff down there. All our underwriters are funders. They've worked the hardest month. It's the biggest month Synergy One Lending's had since they started a couple years ago. I know you started with them about a year ago. Me and Sam started with them about 4 or 5 months ago, and we're having a huge month. I know you're having a huge month. The whole team's having a huge month, and that's kind of giving back. And it does make a difference having the right team and everybody going towards the right goals. And we're all about building a better mortgage company, right, JJ?
Without a doubt. And in your team home loans, right? So you have the name team in there. I think Synergy One acts as a team from the loan officers, the processors, the funders, the underwriting team. Together everyone achieves more, right?
I love that. Together everyone achieves more. It's a great analogy, team.
JC and I have one getting ready to get loan docs out today, actually. It's the first one we've done together since he's been on Whissel's team. I mean, what's your thoughts on the whole process with Team Home Loans and Synergy One?
It's been great. It's been smooth. It's pretty much what an agent can ask for. You're going to take care of your buyer, going to make sure that they're
an
qualified.
Agent who's done over 200 transactions, used to be a lender before an agent.
Yeah, exactly.
If that's coming from JC, then we appreciate that, JC. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Well, we're wrapping up the show. I just want to say a special thanks again, JC, to you. I wish the best for your family, for your business. JJ, thank you for stepping in. I know we're coming up. Your show's coming up literally right after this break.
Right now, the JJ show.
It's coming up, the JJ show. Sam Beckett, my assistant manager and one of my best friends. Thank you for coming in today.
Sam at teamhomeloans.com.
There you go. Thank you, guys. Everybody have a great week.
Start real slow. You just put your lips together and you come real close. Can you blow my whistle, baby? Whissel.